Hi, this is Kara from KB Crochet. This tutorial will show you how to crochet a heart square with or without the border. In order to complete this project, you will need a few supplies. You will need 2 colors of worsted weight yarn. I'm using a pink and a purple from Red Heart Super Saver. You will also need a crochet hook in size J, your scissors, a measuring tape, and several small pieces of cardboard. Your first step will be to create your bobbins. You don't have to use bobbins for this pattern, but if you choose to carry the yarn under your stitches, it may show through more than you want. Additionally, I wanted my squares to be reversible. I intend to use them for a scarf for my sister. So the only way to do that was to use the bobbins to ensure that I didn't either have yarn showing through or a mess on the back of my yarn, or square, sorry. In order to make the bobbins, you'll need to have your measuring tape ready, as well as those scrap pieces of cardboard. There are fancy bobbin makers you can get, but I personally am fine just using some scraps of cardboard to wind my yarn. So you'll take the first color, which we're going to use the purple, and you're going to measure out 1 bobbin of approximately 8 yards, which is going to be just over 4 of your measuring tapes. Now, I tend to make my bobbins a little extra long. That way, if there's any mistakes, I've got plenty of yarn. I'd always rather have too much yarn on my bobbin than not enough. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. And I know I said a little over half of this, but I'm going to go to about 48. Just because, like I said, I like that extra yarn. I'll then cut that length of yarn. And you're actually going to need 2 of the same length. So to make it easy, instead of using your measuring tape, you can just measure out another piece of yarn exactly the same length as that first one. After you have those 2 pieces measured out, you want to take one of those pieces of cardboard, and I'm going to cut a little notch into each side. I'm going to do these lengthwise because these are larger bobbins. Then you'll take your first piece of yarn and you'll wrap it around using those notches to secure it. And you'll just continue wrapping that all the way around. When you get these done, you're going to label them A1 and A2. I always label them just so that if I put down my project and pick it back up, I've got an idea of which one is which. I don't have to go back and count stitches or anything like that. Once you have those 2 bobbins done, you will need to do 1 more in purple using approximately 1.5 yards, and then you'll need to do 2 with your other color. For me, that'll be pink, one with approximately 10 yards and another one with approximately 1.5 yards. When you begin, you will have 5 bobbins. A1 and A2 will have approximately 8 yards of the first color. A3 will have approximately 1.5 yards of the same color. B1 will have 10 yards of the second color, and B2 will have about 1.5 yards of the second color. You'll start with A1. And you're going to chain 16 to get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. For the first row, you are going to single crochet in each stitch across for a total of 15. You'll start with the second chain from the hook, and continue across with 1 single crochet in each of your chains. For your second row, you're going to chain 1, and you'll do a normal single crochet in the first 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You'll start the next one normally by pulling up a loop, and then you're going to switch colors to your second color, and you'll want bobbin B1 for this, or your larger bobbin in the accent color, and you're just going to change colors by pulling up a loop with that bobbin. Make sure you leave a long enough tail for weaving in later. I don't secure this at this point in time because I'm not entirely sure how I'll want to weave it in later, so it's a little more difficult to leave it loose right now, but if you pull the purple and the pink tight, you should be able to do so without losing your tail. Then you're going to pull up a loop with the next stitch, or in the next stitch, sorry. And then you're actually going to go ahead and add bobbin A2. So you'll switch colors on 2 stitches in a row. At this point, you should have 7 purple stitches and 1 pink stitch. And you should be ready to go with purple. or whatever colors you're using. Again, make sure you leave a long enough tail for that one to weave in, and then you're just going to finish off those last 7 stitches with bobbin B2 and single crochets in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For your third row, you're going to single crochet 1 and turn. And you want to untangle those bobbins so they're all in the right order. It's a little easier if you just take a few seconds at the beginning of each new row. Then you're going to single crochet in the first 5 regularly. 2, 3, 4, and 5. On the 6th one, you're going to do a color change. So you'll pull up a loop with the purple, then you're going to bring your pink, make sure it's actually the bobbin and not the tail, up through the loop so that you're ready to crochet with your pink. And make sure you don't skip that last purple stitch before you get to the pink one. I crochet under that cross line of pink from where I brought the color in. It makes your seams just a little bit more invisible between the colors. There's 1 double crochet, or sorry, single crochet, 2, and on your third one, you're going to drop the pink and change back to purple. Then you'll just do single crochets with that purple in each of those last 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For your next row, you will again start with the chain 1 and turn, then take some time to untangle your bobbins so they're in the order you'll need them. You'll start this row with 4 regular single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. On the 5th one, you'll change colors. Again, don't forget to get that purple loop that's back there behind that pink that you just brought up. So there's one pink, two, three, four, and on the fifth one you're going to change back to purple. And you'll finish off that row. There's 5 stitches left. You'll finish that off with a single purple crochet in each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the next row, you'll again start the same way. Chain 1, and then you're going to turn and untangle your bobbins. And you'll do 3 regular single crochets to start. 1, 2, 3, and you'll change yarn in the 4th one. Again, make sure you pick up that last purple stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll change colors in the 7th. Oops. Let's try that again. And finish off the last 4 with a single crochet using purple in each one. To start the next row, you will again chain 1 and turn like you will for every single row. You'll then single crochet normally in the first 2. On the 3rd one, you'll change colors to pink. And starting with that first purple one there, you'll single crochet normally for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then on the 9th, you're going to change back to purple. And you'll finish off the row with 1, 2, 3 single crochets. You'll then chain 1 and turn, untangle. You will do a normal single in the first one, and change on the second. Oops, don't miss that purple one back there. I almost just skipped it. We'll do one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, yarn split a little there. Let's try that again. 7, 8, 9, 10, and do a color change on 11, and finish off those last 2. Using your purple or your main color. Then you'll chain 1, turn and untangle. And for this row, you're going to do your color change right away in your first one. So you'll have, for this row, you'll have one purple one on each end with 13 pinks in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and color change on 13, and 1, single crochet at the end. You're going to repeat that exact same row 3 times for a total of 4 rows where you have 1 purple, or whatever your main color is, single crochet, followed by 13 in your heart color, and ended with 1 more in your main color. Now there won't be any purple stitches to go back and pick up this time because you're not increasing your number of pink stitches. So you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you'll color change on 13, and finish up with a single crochet in your main color. You'll then chain 1, turn everything around, untangle your bobbins, and this will be your 3rd row with only 1 of the main color on the end. So you'll do color change in your first stitch, then we'll have 13 pinks across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and here is 13, so we're going to do our color change. And one last purple one on the end. Now we're ready to do our last and 4th row, exactly the same. So we'll do our chain 1 and turn, color change on our first single crochet, and do 13 across again. Make sure you color change on your 13th. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn. Untangle your bobbins. For this row, you're going to start out with a regular purple, and then you're going to start a second one and do a color change. So you'll start out your row with 2 purples, and then you're going to do 5 pinks, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to color change in the 5th one, and for this one, this is where I pull in that 3rd tiny little purple bobbin. And again, you can choose to carry your yarn here instead of using 5 bobbins. You can use just 3. I just prefer not to because it always shows through more than I want it to. So you'll pull up a loop with that new purple bobbin, making sure to leave a long enough tail for tucking. Then you're going to start the next crochet with the purple. So you pull up a loop, and then you're going to grab that other tiny little pink bobbin, and now is where you really need to make sure you untangle your bobbins at the beginning of each row, since you'll have 5 instead of 3, and pull up a loop with the pink. You can pull the purple tight, pull the pink tight, and you'll do 4 normal with the pink. Make sure you use the bobbin thread and not the tail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to start a 5th, but you're going to color change back to the end bobbin for that side. Now this one, you want to make sure you go back and pick up that missed pink stitch. Again, I crochet under the thread that pulls over when you pick up the new color. And have 2 purples at the end. So this row will have 2 purples, 5 pinks, 1 purple, 5 pinks, 2 purples. You're then going to chain 1 and turn and untangle this big mess you've got back here. Make sure all your bobbins are in the right order when you start. And again, you can secure and weave those tails in now if that's easier for you to work with. I just wait until the end before I do mine. It is a little bit more of a mess, but I tend to like to be able to see where I want everything to go as I'm tucking it in. Then you're going to do 1, 2 normal single crochets with the purple. On the 3rd one, you're going to change colors to pink. And you'll do 3, 1, 2 normal, and on the 3rd one, you're going to pick up that little purple bobbin. And go back and pick up that missed pink stitch, or the next pink stitch, don't forget it. Do 1, 2, and on the third one, you're going to change to pink. 3, and then you'll do 1, 2. On the third one, you're going to change to purple. And go back and make sure you don't miss that last pink stitch. And do 1, 2, oops, and 3 purple stitches. So for that entire row, you will have 3 purple, 3 pink, 3 purple, 3 pink, 3 purple. Okay, now you have 2 more rows left of the main square. You're going to chain 1 and turn. And at this point, you actually only need that purple bobbin that you currently have on your hook. So if you want to go back through and leaving long enough tails to weave in, you can actually cut the rest of your bobbins off, and it might be a little bit easier to work with. You'll have fewer strings to kind of get in the way. And then you're just going to do 2 rows of 15 single crochets across in your main color. 3, 4, 5, 13, 14, and 15. You'll chain 1, turn, and repeat 1 single chain in each of the 15, single crochet in each of the 15 stitches across. And 15. At this point, you can finish off that purple, and if you don't want to add a border, you can go ahead and just secure your ends and tuck in all your strings, and you will have your finished heart square. If you want to add a border, you can either secure and tuck your strings first, or you can just go ahead and save that all for the very end. But you'll take your border color. I used the same color that I did for my heart. And you'll attach that with a slip stitch to the top corner of your square. And you will just do a single crochet. Oops, caught my tail there. In each of the 15 stitches across the top. When you get to the end, you'll do chain 1, and then you'll do 15 single crochets down the side, so 1 for each row, chain 1 at the corner, 15 in each stitch, 15 across, so 1 in each stitch across the bottom, chain 1 at the corner, and 15 up the last side, chain 1, then join to the top stitch with a slip stitch and finish off. After that, you can then tuck all of your ends in, securing everything, and you will have a finished reversible heart square. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section for this video. There is a link to the written pattern in the description. And please be sure to subscribe to my channel for updates when I post future patterns. Thank you.